Okay, we're here. We're live. I usually don't do these type of streams, but I think it's selfishly. You know what I mean? Like I want to do it for my own ease of mind because this subject is something I really hold near and dear to my heart, and I think I need to get it off my chest. I need to talk about it because there's a lot within it. We're going to get into it. Um, Okay, we got audio and everything's working. Hey, what's going on, Death? Thank you so much for already being in here with me. Um, let's get this started before I start. I don't want to go and be preachy and get on a rant and be insane. Even though that might be where this thing leads to, right? But welcome, Skeets Freaks. I'm the one and only Skeeta, and we're going to talk about the Dave Chappelle thing that's going on right now and my thoughts and what I think is what's going on and what needs to happen. And it's just insane that this is even a thing. Yeah, hit the like button, share it up, man. You know that if you want to support this channel and support whatever, the links are there's one tagged in the chat, and there's the links down below in the description. This might not be like a fun thing, and I don't want it to come off like really preachy, but at the same time, I think there's some things that need to be realized, man. Like, first and foremost, it's an art form. Okay, it's stand-up comedy, and I can see both sides. Honestly, I can. I've been a stand-up comic for some years now. I've got my stage time in. I've done all of that. I've watched all of Dave's specials. Huge Dave's fan. I met Dave Chappelle in a comedy club in Ohio. I was an open mic and I was performing. Most loving, caring guy. You know, I mean, he was wide open, really loving, caring guy. And hey, what's going on, hoppity hop? And then I see all this outrage, which, from Dave's standpoint, I guarantee you, when he hit the stage and saying the things that he was saying, he was trying to prove a point. Okay, he's not out preaching, not being a life coach, not going to colleges and telling people, this is the ideology you should subscribe to, because they're making him out to be this villain that he's not. Okay, like, he is an open, caring, loving individual. He does not, and that's who Dave is. But you got to understand, when he's on that stage, those are jokes. It's already in the tagline. It's a joke. Listen, us as stand-ups, a part of that art form is to bring laughter out of things that seemingly they're not funny. But if you can get jokes and laugh out of these situations, then you've done your job. And Dave is a living, breathing goat. This guy, is a phenomenal comic. We're not going to ever see another comic of his stature ever again in our lifetime. I can guarantee that. Like, he's phenomenal. The Closer was a phenomenal special. And I think it's coming from a place where maybe people did not watch till the end. They're just taking sound bites. And usually in situations like this, it's the weirdest thing, man. It's the weirdest thing that people take sound bites and don't watch the special themselves on most of the times. I'm not saying this is everybody that's outraged about this special, but most of the times they don't even watch it. They just jump on the hate train and the cancel train and start writing that out, man. It's insane. Hey, thank you, Dorito. I appreciate it, brother. Thank you so much. Exactly, Mindy K. It's insane to me that this is even on the table. It's insane to me, because if you watch the special, he explains kind of, whoa, I got the notification busted in my ear. This is kind of a new layout. I didn't even set it up properly. I went live because I was already fuming a little bit. So I'm starting to calm down a little bit. But I think we're walking a very dangerous line with this here, right? With freedom of speech and freedom of expression. We're walking this dangerous line of where we can cancel something. There's a difference between, I forget where I heard it from. There was a quote that I heard that I loved. I think it might have been a Tom McDonald song of all places, but there's a difference between hate speech and speech that you hate, right? And Dave is doing a bit up there. He's getting laughs. He's getting his bits over. But at the end, he kind of pulls the curtain back a little bit so you can kind of see really who Dave Chappelle is within that story. And I've seen other people saying, oh, yeah, well, he ended the bit with, well, I got a trans friend, so it's okay. When I met Dave, okay, I met him at Wiley's in Ohio. I think it was Wiley's. I believe it was Wiley's. One of the clubs in Ohio. And I was on stage. I did my bit. And a fun fact, the lady I brought up after me was transgender. Okay. And I get off stage. Dave's kind of in the back. He pulls me back, gives me some advice. I sit there and I chit chat for him for a while. And he's doing the same with the comics that he was watching. He would pull them all back, give them advice, and he's a real open and giving guy. And listen, this is what I'm trying to get to the point is he's doing this on purpose just to kind of show everybody how ridiculous this cancel culture and this outrage culture. I mean, it just blows my mind. Exactly. Look, I can see how people can take it out of context. I can see how they take it out of context, and I can see the other side of the aisle here and see how they could be upset about some of the things that they said or heard. But guess what? There's tons of stuff that I see. There's tons of stuff that I hear that I don't agree with. If you don't like the bit, just walk away from it. You don't try canceling an art form. That is very, very dangerous. When we get down to the brass or whatever you want to call it here, they're trying to take down a form of art in a country where we're supposed to have freedom of speech and freedom of expression. That should be more alarming than any joke that anybody ever has heard. That should be tenfold more alarming. Now, I can have empathy and sympathize with the people that it may have rubbed the wrong way. It may have affected them, the jokes, but the fact that you got Netflix employees protesting, which Dave slotted to meet with these protesters. That again, that should show you what type of individual the man we're talking about is. He's not trying to cower away. He's not going on doing apologies. He's going to go right down and meet the protesters and have a conversation with them and explain what's going on here. Exactly, Mindy K. And again, man, it's you finally got to agree with me, Bashful. Again, like I say, these are comedy bits. These are jokes. He's not going out. He's not trying to start a hate mob. He's not trying to rally against or break or rebuild barriers or do any of these things. These are jokes. There's real, actual people with malice and intent that really want to hurt people. These are the people we need to weed out. Not just because they say something that you don't believe in or they say something that offends you. Okay? Especially when he's on the stage performing art. This is an art form. And it's somewhere within the society in this day and age, I think people have forgotten that that is an art form. I feel like in my own head, this just might be me, but there's a group of people out there that there are several different people, groups of people out there that just sit back and just wait. They just want to cancel stuff, right? They just want to get in, they just want to cancel things and then they don't care. They don't care. And then you got these reporters and different people that cover this topic and think, okay, listen, if I can start this movement and I take down an icon like Dave Chappelle, my name's going to be set in stone. Like this is going to make me. This is going to make my name if I'm a part of this. And I go in there and I'm a part of this leading the way. Everybody's going to know me as the guy that did it. It's insane. The narrative of the topic into perspective. Yes, for sure. Exactly. And that's I think the bigger picture here is if we cannot laugh with each other, what's the alternative? What's the alternative? If we cannot get together and laugh with each other, what are we going to do? It's left in the open for hate. It's left for just the nastiness. And listen, man, I guarantee you, if people met Dave Chappelle, they would have a completely different outlook on his material and what he does. Even the people right now that's outraged and wanting to cancel him, if they met Dave Chappelle, they would have a complete different outlook. It just would. Hey, how we doing, Jules? Exactly, Death. I mean, he comes straight forward with the jokes. Hey, how we doing, Karen? And listen, man. At the end of the day, his beliefs are a lot like mine. I believe. I mean, from the interviews and things I gathered, and again, I met the man in person. He does not really. He's not sitting at home right now and just hating trans people or the LGBTQ community. He's not. My own personal beliefs, I don't care. I don't care. As long as you're happy and you're not harming anybody, I do not care. Be happy. Everybody's entitled to their happiness, right? And he's not trying to interfere with that. He's up there telling jokes. Jokes, people. Jokes. Now, then they might not be tasteful to some people, and that's fine. That's why you got different comics. That's why you got different flavors of things. Okay? And again, most of the people that are outraged have nothing to do with the community they're pretending to be outraged with. Now, there are some that took offense of that from the trans community, absolutely. But again, it just blows my mind, man. It just blows my mind that in this day and age, that somebody can get canceled or somebody can get their art form pulled from a platform over jokes. He's not trying to incite violence. He's not trying to grow a hate mob. And given there's probably some people out there that was taking those bits the wrong way in that sense. But he's not responsible for how people interpret what he's saying. It's his bits, man. It's his bits. Hey, how we doing, Pamela? It is very objective. Absolutely. Absolutely. 100% Karen. Look, like I said, the people that if I had to put a number on it, I'd say at least 80% of the people that are outraged probably has not watched the closer. They probably have just heard sound bites or have watched reviews or have done something along that base and say, hey, me too. I want to be a part of this. I want to be a part of this crowd. Screw Dave. It just blows my mind, man. Comedy is 100% objective. Okay. And just because somebody, I don't like Seinfeld's comedy's not for me. Just never really got it. He's a legend. He's great. All props to him. He's a trailblazer and he's a phenomenal comic in his own right. It's just not my flavor of comedy. Okay? I'm not going to, throw no hate or nothing like that. It's just, oh, well, no, hey, Dave, Seinfeld just put out another special. Probably not going to watch it because I know it's not for me. He's a very deep thinker. Dave is a very intelligent man. And if you watched the specials that he put on, all the Netflix specials he did put out, you kind of watch where he is. It's such a sensitive subject. He's out to prove, in my opinion, that we can still laugh together. It's a very sensitive subject, but we can still laugh together, right? Why do we always have to go to hate first? Why do we always got to be negative first? It's very touchy and tricky times that we're dealing with here, because we're talking about, it's not hate speech, it's speech people hate, and they're trying to censor it. They're saying, oh, we didn't find that funny at all, so we're going to shut this whole thing down. It's a man's livelihood. It's what he does for a living. He's the greatest to ever grab a mic and stand on that stage and to do what he does. And me being a stand-up comic, I love it. I love that art form. I love it. I live for it. I breathe it. I miss it. And, with the pandemic and everything that happened, it kind of slowed it down, took it away from me. And I guarantee you, Dave Chappelle loves stand-up comedy 1,000 times more than what I do. Look at his success. Look at his grind. And he has a good moral basis, or he wouldn't have walked away with millions of dollars from Comedy Central. And he brings up good points within Comedy Central, how there's just a lot of things there that people are overlooking and just want to jump on this cancel culture train, and they don't even understand what's going on here. It blows my mind. It really does. They are jokes. He's on stage delivering jokes. He's not on stage telling people, sitting down with a serious tone. This is the way you should think. This is the way you feel. This is the way I think. This is the way I feel. He's telling jokes. And within the special everybody's on outrage about, he tells a beautiful story about a friend of his. And that's even getting used against him. They're saying, well, he just told that story because of all the inappropriate jokes that he made. He's just trying to double back and cover his tail. That's why that story. No, it was a beautiful story that he had with a friend that lost her life. It just blows my mind. Exactly, Death. It's like a pick and choose thing, right? They see just again, man, I can't even entertain half of it because I know as soon as, because those chirps, right? The closer's been out now for over a week, maybe. I don't know. I watched it as soon as it dropped because I'm a huge Dave fan. And again, I met the man. He gave me some brilliant advice, encouraged me to keep doing what I'm doing. And I have the utmost respect for him. And he's such a loving and caring dude. You can just feel the warmth. You know what I mean? You can get around somebody and you can just feel those vibes off of them in person. Like you get around him, you're like, man, I don't know what it is, but this dude, there's something going on, man. I just don't feel right, man. It's like I don't feel right when I'm around him. When Dave called me back, of course I was kind of starstruck, but you just felt that warmth instantly. And this is the people that this is the person that they're trying to take down now. And it's like, there is much bigger fights to be fought. And instead of getting mad at a comic for jokes, It's jokes. Everybody went to a comedy club to be entertained by jokes. It is jokes. Yes, Karen, he is, man. He is a decent guy. And again, I think it's kind of what he was doing. He was stepping up to that line and reaching over that line, I believe, to make the point that he's proven right now. No matter what else goes on in a bit, no matter what else he does on that stage, they're latching on to something they might have liked 98% of that. And that 2% is what they're going to latch on to and try to take him down for. It's just insane. It's insane times. It really is. Exactly, Pamela. You walked away with from millions of dollars. Just, it was the right move. He had moral standards that was getting trampled on. He said, you know what? Keep your 50 mil. I'm out of here. Then comes back because of his pure raw talent and makes that money tenfold. Because he is the GOAT of stand-up comedy. He is the GOAT. I mean, the Mount Rushmore, of course, you got, you know, you can go through the list, okay? You got great comics, then you got gods. You got comedian gods, okay? Your George Carlson, your Richard Pryors, your Dave Chappelle. There's just Robin Williams. There's just a different class, okay? And what I love about Dave and his delivery and his performances is he makes you think, but his ultimate goal is to delve into these sensitive topics and pull laughter so we can heal and grow and bond through laughter. That's and somehow that gets spun out into this this absolute mob mentality that offend me, so this shouldn't be on. That offends me, so this shouldn't be on this platform. It blows my mind. Even if you don't like it, don't watch it. At the end of the day, what harm or hurt happened from the closer? Right? These are jokes. And again, I can see, honestly, man, like I said, I got sympathy and empathy for the other side as well. I'm not trying to say the way they feel is wrong because nobody has the power or the right to tell anybody the way they're feeling about something is wrong. Okay? 100%. They can feel however they want to feel. They can address it, talk about it, ignore it, walk away from it. But at the end of the day, these are jokes, guys. These are jokes. Again, he's not trying to build up a hate mob. He's not trying to rebuild barriers that have been broken down, that needed to be broken down. He's just trying to help us laugh together. That's it. That's it. Trying to help us laugh and grow together with bringing some understanding to some topics. Get offended, simple, call it out, and walk away. Yeah, that's my mind frame. Absolutely, Dorito. Hey, how we doing, Dave and Wolfie? That I just don't get. I will never understand for the life of me how jokes can get to such. Listen, there's some very edgy jokes out there, and there's some stuff that even makes me go, oof, man. Anthony Jeselnik, for example. Listen to some of his bits. He's went deep, right? He goes deep. He goes way over the edge, and he goes deep. But I do find humor in some of his jokes. Not all of them. Again, that's not my type of flavor of comic, but I do enjoy Anthony Jeselnik's style, and I believe we need that type of comic out there. Because again, the overall goal for stand-up comedy, in my opinion, and the way I like to approach it, is to find situations where nobody can even smile, but you're able to pull laughter out of that situation that nobody could even smile about. That is the true genius and beauty of that art form. And there's nobody that does it better than Dave Chappelle. Period. There's nobody that does that better. That's just facts. That's just facts, folks. You know what I mean? You can dispute whatever, but you can't dispute that he is the greatest overall uh, to do this beautiful art form. And again, it goes deeper, man. It goes way deeper than stand up comedy, it goes way deeper than entertainment, it goes way past all these things. And we're starting to infringe on our rights. I'm not starting to, it's been a thing, right? Freedom of speech and freedom of expression. That's why, okay, if they want to walk out and protest this, that is their right. I'm not shaming them for doing that. If you feel that's what you need to do, and you feel that that's what needs to that needs to happen, this, that, and other, then okay. I can't tell you. I wouldn't do it personally. I wouldn't do it. But if that's the way it strikes you, and you think that's what you need to do, then do it. And another thing I think that goes towards Dave's character and who he is as a human being, instead of being silent and just kind of trying to let this thing blow over, he's going down and talking to the protesters at Netflix, the employees that walked out. He's going to go down there and hear them and let them hear him. And I guarantee you, things will change after that. Because he didn't set out to be menacing in any way. These are jokes, man. These are jokes, okay? Thank you, David Woofy. Yeah, don't forget that like button and share it up and listen, man. I'm open to anybody that has a different outlook on this thing. I'm far away from negativity. I'm far away from hate. I'm far away from all that. Okay, and again, my own beliefs and my beliefs and ideologies. I don't care who you pray to, who you sleep with, how you identify. As long as you are a good person and you're not harming people, I have love for you, because that's what we all should be striving to do, right? For me personally, that's kind of what I do. Like, okay, I'm going to be better today than I was yesterday, and tomorrow I'm going to be even better than what I am today. Strive for that. Have that open mind instead of being in this box and everything that challenges your beliefs and challenges any part and aspect of your life. Instead of being outraged and trying to shut something down or something, especially when it's jokes, people. Like I said, there are way bigger fights to be fought than going after a comic because of jokes. Because of jokes. Look at the growth. Look at the growth as Americans, as mankind, just as human beings. And look at the growth and the barriers we've knocked down in the last 10 years or so. It's a very beautiful thing. It's a very beautiful thing. And he's not in no way, shape, or form trying to rebuild these barriers. He's not in no way, shape, or form trying to oppress or he's not doing nothing menacing. He's on stage going through a routine that he worked his ass off, going from stage after stage after stage and touring around to get that piece right where he wanted it to be, to film that special. And again, if people watch that entire special from the first word to the last word, I think they would understand it more. That's just my opinion. I do. I do, man. I love you even though you're a prick, Dorito. Exactly, Death. And that's another thing. I mean, you can go back and look at other jokes at different time periods. And now, like, I mean, just the Kevin Hart thing that happened was insane to me. It's jokes. And within one of Dave Chappelle's specials, he even addressed that, right? This is a guy that has worked his tail off. He walked away from millions of dollars. He's come back to be the most successful comedian again. When he walked away, he was the most successful. He goes away and disappears for a while and comes back and he does it again. I don't know. This is just my opinions and my thoughts on this thing. And I see, like I said, that the special's been out for a while now. And I believe in my core that if these people that walked out of Netflix really had an issue, they got to see the piece before anybody else did, right? So a week ago, when that special dropped, why wasn't it such a big outrage then? They was waiting for that mob mentality, you know. And then they're like, oh man, they see this big mob, and God forbid they don't want to be a part of this, right? So well, we better get out. We better make a stance and let them know that, we're walking out because we don't agree with this. Now, since there's such a big uproar, right, Karen? Like again, just go back and watch it. A matter of fact, go back and watch all the specials that he does on Netflix. I think, what is there, 3 or 4? I think there's 4. Go watch them as a group and listen. Don't just get offended, shut down, close the door in your box, and not look out the window. Okay? These are jokes, people. He's not touring around to colleges and, trying to preach, and he's not standing on a pulpit in a church and saying, hey, this is the way we need to think. This is the name, I believe, so you should believe this way. They're jokes. They're jokes. That's not even his beliefs on the situation. They're jokes. And if you watch the closer from beginning to end, you will understand that. It just, I don't know. All right, get him on the phone. Get him on the phone. We'll explain it to him. But no, then you got, everybody, of course, all these news stations, and everybody's wanting to cover it. And you can see how they're trying to tippy toe so they make sure they fall on the right side. It's just, I don't understand it. I don't get it. And honestly, man, like, it has me even beyond my love for stand-up comedy and that art form. It has me more concerned about the state of our nation, because we are starting to just give away our rights. In my opinion, we're starting to give them away. You know what I mean? Freedom of expression, can't have that. Freedom of speech, you better not. Again, there is a big difference than hate speech and speech that you hate. And I think that's where all this is getting confused and flipped around. It's just a big difference in those two things. Big difference. Huge difference. Hate speech needs to be looked at. Speech that you hate, look away. It's not meant to harm, hurt, or any other menacing thought or whatever. It's not meant for that, man. Yes, you might if you're working with live wires for sure. Yeah, we don't want you to get electrified. Listen to me just ramble and bitch and complain. Um, it just blows my mind, man, that jokes, literal jokes that are interpreted and taken out of context and miscued and thrown away, and has led to this, that when a stand-up comic gets, even on the local scene, it's like that. Everybody's nervous. You know what I mean? I've been to several comedy clubs where we have a comic meeting before the show starts. Okay, guys, these are the things you probably need to stay away from. Don't bring these up on stage. You need to stay away from these. This is happening on the local scene where they're trying to muffle and put down and control what comics talk about on stage at the local scene. And now it's obviously happening on a national scale. That should be alarming to a lot of people. It really should. Because, again, I'm going to keep repeating this over and over and over again. 1, it's jokes. And 2, there's bigger fights that need to be fought than going after a comic because of some jokes he said in a stand-up special. There is real evil out there. There's real menacing people out there that They are trying to rebuild those walls and barriers that we've broke down as human beings. There is real people out there trying to do these things within jokes. How I just don't get it, man. I don't. And again, I can see how some of these jokes that Dave did would hurt and upset people. I can see how that could happen. And I do have empathy for them. Okay. I do. Okay. I'm not in their shoes. So I cannot tell them how to feel. I cannot tell them how to think. Only thing I can do is just say, look at the big picture, man. Look at the big picture. Don't like the color. Exactly, Death. I mean, there's just when I didn't even know. Honestly, I was working a little bit this morning, and then I turned on Twitter, and I seen all this. I seen all these things. People going at Dave. People, Netflix should take it down. It's an outrage. How is this thing being allowed? And this, that, and other. And it's like, why? Why? Like, what are you? These are jokes. These are jokes. It's on a. He's in a comedy. I no, I don't know where the special was filmed at, but everybody that bought a ticket knew they was going to a comedy show. They weren't going to a rally. They weren't going to a life coach. They wasn't going to strengthen and learn new ideologies. Like, there was jokes. And again, if you watch it from beginning to end, there's a beautiful story about his friend within there, and that kind of gives you a little peek behind the Wizard of Oz curtain on Dave Chappelle as a person. And again, I honestly believe in my core, a lot of this outrage comes from people that have not even watched the whole thing. You know how people clip stuff and throw it on social media and write their little hate comment, then people see that like, oh man, that is messed up. And I would probably look at something like that and say, damn, that is messed up. Context. Watch it. Watch it. It might not be for you, but at least you're going to understand kind of where these jokes are and where he's going with it. And again, there's a beautiful story within there. And then I seen one, I don't know if it was an article or one of these posts that was shared 7,000 times, but was saying that this he was trying to make up for the jokes that he made by telling this story about him having a trans friend. Really, that's what you think, or is he trying to shine lights in areas? Watch it, or don't. Watch it or don't. I hate soap operas. Hated them when I was a kid. Always going over to grandma's house. Soap operas are on. Guiding Light, As the World Turns. What Bold and Beautiful, and all these different things. You know what I did? Went outside and played because I didn't want to sit there and watch them. I think again, man, it comes down to social media. We're so connected that we're disconnected, and it's everybody is scared to death of cancel culture, and everybody's scared to death to fall on the wrong side of a mob mentality and be that person they point out. So that is bleeding over into an art form, freedom of expression. It's bleeding over into this realm. And that should be scary. That somebody can lose a special, lose their job, get their whole credibility, get their whole character broken down over jokes that are taken out of context. They are jokes. He's not up there telling people this is the way he believes and this is the way you should believe and this is the way we need to take these things and this is what we need to do. They are jokes. Yes, and making everything family friendly and we even walk lines on that, right? Because there's some shows out there that are just absolutely insane to me, and I don't watch them. again, I just went over a couple comics that I don't enjoy everything they do, but I tip my hats to them. They're great in what they do, but it's just not my flavor. So when a new special drops, I don't watch the damn thing. I don't go out and try to enlist people to help me take that person down. I don't get that thought. I don't get that mind frame at all. And again, there is real evil in the world that type of energy needs to be brought to, right? There are heinous people in this world. There are just nasty people that do want to oppress and to kind of reverse all the progress we have made. That's where that type of energy needs to go to. That's where this type of thing needs to go to get those guys out the way and keep us moving in the right place. And that is, everybody's entitled to be happy. Okay? Everybody's entitled to chase their own happiness, no matter what. Things like race, religion, sexual preference, these things should not be a bulletin point and not be like how we judge people. Okay? If you're a good person, I don't care. I don't care. That's all I need to know. Be a good person. If it makes you better, I'm all for it. Okay? If you feel a certain way, then pursue it and be happy. And I'm going to be happy for you. That's the type of mentality that we need as a nation to grow and get better. Step out of people's personal lives. That's their personal stuff. And again, if they're not hurting nobody, leave it alone. Let them be happy. That is what this country is. Well, should be. I don't know, man. I see this. I usually don't do streams or anything like this. I usually don't come on and get preachy. I think I have more of politic type stuff, but I don't know. It's something I'm passionate about. Stand-up comedy. I love the art form. Been doing it for years. I got my stage time in, and I see how this is just getting stirred around. It's getting thrown about. And it honestly bothers me, man. And I got a platform to talk about it. So I'm just talking about it. I'm not trying to call up 50 to 60,000 of my closest friends and counteract a hate mob with a hate mob. That's another ideology. These hate mobs, they shouldn't have a place. They should not have a place. Now, should there be marches and protests? Absolutely. That's what this country's founded upon. Okay? You have a right to march and to challenge things that need to be challenged. I'm not going against any of that. Okay? I'm not saying everybody down there that walked down to Netflix, you're wrong. It's not my place to say that. That's how these people feel, and that's what they feel they need to do to address this. It's, the old saying, my name's Bennett, I'm not in it. Okay? Like, they can do whatever. I'm just saying, I just love the fact. I love the fact that Dave he's going down. Mr. Chappelle's going down and going to have a face-to-face with these people and explain himself. And I think if a lot more people did that, there'd be a lot less of this hate mob and mob mentality. Yes, for sure. I think, like I said, everybody turns to negativity and hate first. And again, man, that's no way to lead a life or to think. The first thing is I think there's people that want to be triggered. I think there's people that get enjoyment of doing the things that they're trying to do with the cancel culture. I think the cancel culture. I think they get enjoyment out of just canceling and just going around. And now listen, there's some, rightfully so, that these people, it comes out that these people are horrific people and they believe in a certain way and whatever. Just like the was it Kevin Spacey? That's okay. Yes, get him out of here. Okay, the Bill Cosby thing. Yes, get him out of here. These are real harmful, evil people and things that'll be done. Now, I'm not going to get into all these deep subjects. That's not what I do over here. I have my own beliefs, but guess what? I keep them to myself because whatever. But on this subject, it kind of just rubbed me the wrong way, and I believe I wanted to come over and talk about it because it's something that I've experienced. I have experience in, and that's stand-up comedy. I've been on stages. I got well over my 10,000 minute mark. Like I did my time on a stage. So get the bladders. No, I mean, if you watch any of my stand up, nobody's laughing. Not this playing. I've got a couple laughs here and there. It just, I don't know, man. It's concerning that people can get their whole character attacked over jokes, over an art form. And again, art is objective. Um, it's some of these things are took out of context. They're shared around on social media. People don't do their due diligence. They don't come up with their own ideologies. They'll just see a post and hear a soundbite and sign up. And like I said, I think if people would go back and actually watch the closer from beginning to end, I do believe it would change some people's outlook on the whole situation. Oh, man. Okay, I rambled and complained for about 45 minutes, so I'm going to try to dial it back for a little bit, and we'll just kind of hang out and chill a little bit. And again, man, I don't care. Like, if people disagree with me, fine. Like, I'm not going to have hate for you or argue with you or say off color things about you, or I'm not that type of person. Like, I respect everybody's beliefs. I respect everybody's rights. And I think overall that's what we need to do as human beings. Just respect more. And not be so quick to like try to just slaughter somebody's character over jokes. 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 They are jokes. It's I don't know. I don't know. And again, this is just Nathan Barnes on a channel that barely got to over 1,000 subscribers. And maybe we'll pull 100 views on this thing. I'm not trying to do anything other than talk to the people that, like all my skates freaks that's up in here, man. Like, I don't know. Like, real change. We've had, like I said, man, we've come a long way in the last 10 years, right? We have. And it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. Because, when I was in school, it was a completely different world. What's going on, Cap? A completely different world as far as people that would be trapped and couldn't be their true self. And I am all for getting past that, where everybody can be their true self and be happy as long as you're not an evil person and hurting people. I'm all for that. I just think people need to dial it back with this. Let's cancel everything we don't like. Go after the real obstacles in our way of being happy as a whole. Yes, yeah, exactly. Right, and that's true, man. You cannot, like, if you get along with everybody that you meet, you're probably not being true to yourself, and that's just the nature of life, because nobody is going to believe the exact same way that you do. But does that mean that you got to hate that person? It shouldn't. It shouldn't. I'm talking outside of jokes now. I'm talking about real things. And again, we still got a long fight to go. We got a real long fight to go for these people and the LGBTQ community. Um, they got a long. We've made big strides, but they still got a lot of fighting left. And I think when they pull back and they take this energy and go after a comic for jokes, you're putting that energy in the wrong area. We should be directing it and moving this cause forward so everybody is able to pursue their happiness and be their true self. That's just the way I believe and the way I think and the way I would like to see things go. I would love to see people getting away from everybody's personal life and just looking at them as a person, not on who they identify as, who they pray to, who they're sleeping with. None of that shit should matter to anybody but that person. And if it makes that person happy, then we should be happy for that person. Um, Again, that's just my own beliefs. That's the way I look at things. And I don't know. I don't know. I mean, the PC cancel culture is going to be a thing. It's going to be a thing. I did think for a minute that was finally getting away from that type of stuff and was actually fighting the real fight and trying to get making big strides towards true equality in all aspects. But then you see something like this happen, and it's like, I don't know. I don't know. Again, it's just jokes, and it's just an idiot on YouTube telling you how I feel about the whole situation. That's why I don't like to do things like this because at the end of the day, it is what it is. Um, I just hope that we grow and we get better. Acknowledging stuff has happened now comes to that's good. Yes, I mean it's again, I look at as a whole, just I mean, heck, just within the last 5 years, 10 years. Or you can go back and look in the last 20, 25 years. Look how far we have come. I don't want to see nothing reset that button. And we go back to the nastiness that was where it was. And then, all of our brothers and sisters that wasn't able to be their true self and wasn't able to express their way in true form and had to mold their self to be whatever was socially accepted. That would make me even more outraged. But to see a comic getting attacked and his character being questioned over jokes is ridiculous to me. Yes, absolutely, Hop. And that's like I said, man, I love those story comics, right? Because that was kind of my flavor. I'd like to do is get on stage, and tell a story and have like some high spots and fluff it with some jokes. And there's none better than Dave Chappelle. There just isn't. When it comes to a story comic, there as comic as a whole, like I've stated multiple times, he is the GOAT, not just of our generation, of all generations. This man is phenomenal. He's a highly intelligent, loving and caring human being. During the pandemic, okay, in Ohio, that's my home state. During the pandemic, comics did not have a place to go to perform. This is just one example of the way Dave thinks. I mean, all the comedy clubs, of course, shut down. Okay, even now they're under restrictions. So what's Dave do? He owns a decent sized property there in Ohio, puts a stage up, and has a stage where comics can come and perform. Has shows in his backyard. It's just, I don't know, man. I don't get it. Right. All these divisive units that are out there, and there's tons still, right? It's almost like to me, people want to be divided in some way. And to me, that's we should break down all these walls, all these divisive units, all these heinous things should not be there. Should not be there. We should not ever, ever divide and hate because of race, religion, sexual preference. That should never, all those things, man. Like, what does that have to do with the true character of a human being? Nothing. 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 I will never fully understand a lot of this stuff. And it honestly does hurt me to my core to see it. It really truly does, man. Because I do try to put myself in these some of these people's shoes and think like, okay, man, this is how you felt inside your whole entire life, and you was never able to be your true self and to be happy. That's a fail on mankind. We failed them. We failed our society. Because again, people should be able to be open and express themselves and be happy. That should even be a question. If you was born one way and you feel inside you're another, that should be up to you. We shouldn't judge that. Be happy. I don't I don't know. Yes, like I said, man, divisive units, they need to be taken down. And I don't know, man. There's just a lot of stuff you see within this within social media and how things play out and how stuff goes down, and you're just like, really, just when you think we're growing, we're getting better, and we're addressing these things, and we're moving past a lot of these things, that we are learning from our mistakes in the past, that we are trying to strive to make a true unified and happy country without divisive walls. You see ugly rear its head back out. I don't know. Yes, and again, man, it's everybody said this tenfold, and everybody has heard this a million times, but it is true. Divided we're weak, united we're strong, and I wish people would have that in their head and look through that lens at all times, because then we could honestly make this country the way it needs to be and could be, and have a whole civilization that is truly happy and living their best life and being true to themselves and not having to be afraid of it. Exactly, Cap. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's definitely good points, Death and Cap. I mean, that's kind of way, it's none of my business, man. Like, I don't ever get get introduced to somebody and be like, what religion are you? Sexual preference? Okay, I can't talk to you now. Like, what? 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 Okay, like, I'm all for, be happy and be the best person you can possibly be. The rest of that is none of my damn business. It's none of my business. It's none of my business at all. And it's just, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna keep saying I don't know, because it's mind boggling to me to see this type of stuff still being played out and going after, and it's just nuts. It's just nuts. There you go, Death. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I believe if everyone kind of thought that way and approached it. Now, listen, man, look at all the issues we have in this country. Imagine if like everybody in this country, Americans as a whole, addressed each and every topic together to change it for the better. It's crazy to me. It's crazy to me that we divide ourselves, and that automatically makes us weaker to try to fight these small fights. Again, I referred to this before. Like, we all live in this gigantic home with all these separate rooms, and these rooms all have issues. but there's a crack in the foundation. So, us as the tenants in this country, why wouldn't we get together, fix the foundation, rebuild from scratch, fix each and every room to where everybody's happy and can pursue happiness, which is their God given right? Why wouldn't you want to unify in mass numbers so everybody could get together and address these issues together in unity? True harmony, true happiness. No more hindrance, no more, just be happy. Like, I don't know. I don't think we'll ever see that in my lifetime, because there's people making money off this. There's people that make money off these divisive units. So you're literally going to have to get in the pockets of some of these very powerful people to take some of these walls down. And I don't know if it will ever happen. Right, man. That's my biggest thing. That's what I love to do. I love to laugh with people, and to me, laughter is the best. It's a healer. Okay, like all the mental issues I battle, getting stand up comedy was a godsend for me, because it's almost it's pretty selfish the way I approach it, because I'm getting laughs, and in turn, me getting those laughs is making me feel better, right? That's why I want to get on stage and get those laughs and see people in the crowd, enjoying themselves and laughing and having a great time, and know, because the words that came out of my mouth, they're enjoying this moment. Brings me true happiness. And listen, you're not going to be able to find a stand-up comic that does not suffer from some sort of mental illness. You just can't. You just can't. One of the greatest to ever do it, Robin Williams. Look how that situation played out. And look at all the joy that man brought everybody through his art form and the way he did it. And I'm positive you can go back and there's jokes there that people can take offense of that Robin Williams did. And I just think, man, we need to laugh more with each other. We need to grow with each other. And we need to knock down these divisive walls before it's too late. Before it's too late. Before we don't have no rights. Before we just give all our rights away. I don't know. Right. And it's a great coping. It's a great way to cope, man. Like, listen, when I just got together with Granny and we had our little getaway, going over my childhood and things and some of the stuff that's happened in my life, I didn't realize how insane it truly was until I'm saying it out loud. And, she's saying, oh, for those of you it's witty, we got together. I love that woman to death. She is family. We call her Granny. We got together and, she was kind of just shooting the shit and going over life stories. And she's like, my God. And I never looked at it that way, because humor, right? Like, to me, I pull jokes out of those dark situations, and it helps me cope with a lot of things. Just like Dev said, that's 100%, man. And it's a healthy coping mechanism, to get laughs, to kind of pull you out of that dark spot. Comedy has saved my life tenfold. It really has. There's been some very, very dark times in my life where comedy has pulled me through. And I've tried to help people in very dark times get through with humor and comedy. And to see somebody getting censored and all these things going on because of comedy is just, I don't understand it. I don't know. I just don't get it. Get on live chat over here, man. Exactly. Yes, you got to laugh through it. 100%. Yes, you need to embrace it. Get him out of that rear naked choke. Let him breathe a little bit up. And 100% death. Like, if you don't laugh at it, you're going to be traumatized. I believe that too. I just don't know where this thing's going to go or how it's going to play out. I do believe once Dave goes down there and he does what people should do in this situation and talks it out, I think we're going to have a little bit different of an outcome. Who knows how this is going to play out? And again, it goes a lot deeper and a lot farther than Mr. Chappelle on a comedy stage. It goes way deeper than that. And that's kind of why it kind of, I'm just like, man, I don't do this stuff. I don't do this stuff on this channel. I don't do this stuff anywhere other. My poor wife got to hear me rant and rave all the time about certain things, but I keep it in house. But I seen that. I'm like, you know what, man? I'm just going to go and spew my thoughts on this situation. Just had to get it off my chest a little bit, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. I would rather laugh than be serious. I would rather create and develop and be unified than try to divide. Yes, he might be headed back. He might go back. He might walk away again and then come back 10 years later and own the comedy world again. I don't know. I don't think, I hope and pray this plays out to where Dave comes out all right, and the people that was hurt by whatever they've seen in that special, I hope they come out all right. Like I said, I see both sides of the aisle here. I just don't understand the mob mentality crap. Yes, exactly. Yep, 100% Cap. I don't know. But better news. On to something off this topic. We do got our spirit box session tonight. Let's see. I gotta leave it here. I'll probably leave here around 4:30ish to head. I gotta drive for 2 hours one way. And then I gotta drive. I'll probably leave in that area. I should be back in time, so we stay on schedule for the midnight spirit box session. Love doing those things. We're going to do another one tonight. And again, don't forget the links are up top. The replay watchers, everybody, whatever. There's a link in the top of the chat there. I got top chat on up here. That's why I'm not seeing a lot of this stuff. But there's links in the description, links in the live chat. I guess my biggest message is, man, let's just cut the BS, man. And let's chase happiness and unification together. Let's break down these divisive walls that really need to be addressed together as a whole. Not just one room of this gigantic mansion that we live in. Everybody on the real issues that need to be addressed. Not jokes. Real issues. Because again, we've come a long way, but we still got a long road ahead of us. And it's extremely hard to do when you only got two people in the car. All right, Cap, take it easy, brother. Thank you for coming in, man. I appreciate you. I guess that's my biggest thing, and that's what I would love to see. For me, I'm raising two biracial children. I want this country and for them, this country in the future, I would want them to not have to think about some of these nasty and heinous things. I think it's up to our generation to unify and knock that down so our children, our children's children have a better country to stand on. Everybody can have true pursuit of happiness, and they don't got to hide who they are. And again, there's a lot of people out there and true obstacles in the way of that cause, other than a comedy special. Does nobody else see the irony in that? There's true obstacles out there that need to be addressed, that need to have this energy brought to them. But everybody's on a up in a roar over a comedy special and jokes. I don't get that. I just don't get that. I don't know what's driving. It sounds like there's a monster truck driving through my town right now. I have no idea what that sound is out there. But okay, I'm gonna get up off my soapbox now and stop preaching and being so irate and ranting. But tonight, midnight Eastern Standard Time, Spirit Box session. Come hang out with us, man. Check it out. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't done it yet. Share this video out. Give me a thumbs up if you want to. There's links below if you want to support this channel and my film production, Tara Barnes Production, LLC. All the links are around in there. You don't got to hit them, but if you want to, they are. I look forward to seeing you guys here tonight at midnight Eastern Standard Time, man, and love just love each other. Love one another. That's it. That's it. I don't know. I just had to get this off my chest. I won't be doing streams like this or vlogs like this that often, if ever again. If something rubs in the wrong way, then yeah, I'm going to get up and get a little bit preachy. But yeah, I just had to get this off my chest. I was reading the articles, and the more I read, I just felt it in my gut. It's like, okay, let's talk about it. Anyways, man, I love each and every one of you guys, man. Hit that join button as well. Become a member. We just had our first members only live stream last night. Went really well. We got some things coming in the future that I think everybody's going to enjoy. Well, thank you, Mr. Barnes. We got a lot of things going in the future for those members and for this channel and for Skeets Freaks. We got a lot of good things going on, man. And I'd like for as many people as possible to be part of it, man. We got our Discord server. Hop in there, man. And there's where we chat about what's going to be going on for this channel, what we're going to do for the member streams, what we're going to do in the Skeetin' AMs and the Screamcast and the movie reviews. We got a bunch of stuff that's in the works here, man. Go to the Discord, join our Discord, check it out. Again, I need to put that into my description. I think the description has been the same description for a very long time. I need to change some things in there. Also, whenever my schedule allows it, man, I'm a horrible artist when it comes to drawing or doing anything like that, but I would like to get a cool Screamcast graphic to throw on a t-shirt, man, so we can have some Screamcast t-shirts out there, some Screamcast apparel for all the Skeets Freaks. Thank you guys, man, for everybody that came in here and listened to me complain and rant and rave for over an hour now. I appreciate you guys, man. Much love, and all of you replay watchers, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, man, if you like it. And subscribe. Hang out with us over here, man. We're all about laughs and having fun and growing and networking and creating a positive community over here. That's all. It's all on my mind. Positive community, networking, growth. All right, guys. I haven't either. I'm probably Discord. I might be able to get in there and chat a little bit, but I'm going to be on the road a lot this evening. I'm getting prepared for tonight's show, so yeah, I haven't really messed with the Discord much at all, and it's a very busy day for me. And we get to have fun tonight, though, so it's going to be worth it. And I get to go watch. It's my oldest son's last football game for the season. He's a junior, so I don't got too many football games to watch my big baby play anymore. All right, guys, man. Like always, this has been me talking to you, and much love to each and every one of you guys. And I will see you guys tonight at midnight Eastern Standard Time to see if we can get a little bit spooky in the spooky month and get some spirits to come through. And maybe, who knows, we might catch actual and factual paranormal evidence live on a live stream. Get a planchette to move by itself on a Ouija board. Get a voice to come through on a spirit box. That's clear. It says a name. Intelligent responses. You never know. I'll see you guys then, man. Much love.